Dear Toastmasters and guests, warm good evening.
Good evening.
I am Toastmaster Arun Manikandan, shall be the subject of terms for this meeting today. The mission of Toastmasters Club is provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting the greater self-confidence and personal growth. As a protocol of Toastmasters International, you are requested to keep away 3 taboo topics: sex, religion, and politics during this meeting. Further, I requested to every one of you switch off your mobile phone or put them in silent mode to avoid the distraction. Also, you are requested to be seated comfortably until you are called. With this note, now I call upon President Toastmasters Rajesh Dias for the opening address.
Good evening, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
This is happy to see this crowd. We are back in
Back to normal, right?
and this last November 27th we had a committee and we discussed about the club strategy. And we decided to have our club contest on January 19th. For the club contest last time, as I told you, those who finished 6 projects, they can contest for the international speech, and the other 3 contests like humorous speech and evaluation and table topics. But anybody can participate and compete on it. So I expect every one of you to participate in that contest. Except for the international speech, only you have to complete the 6 projects. And the VP has got all the details who has completed the 6 projects. Whoever completed the 6 projects, they have to, without pay, they have to contest in the international speech. Then again, we are looking for the contest winning. Because for the contest, we have to invite guests as well as chief judges and judges. It will be around 6 judges will be there. So we can't have this venue for that contest. So we have to look for a better venue. And our DTM is trying to get a better venue. And with DTM and VP. And of course, when the venue is changed, our budget will increase. So I request everyone who is willing to contribute some monetary thing. Or without any hesitation, please, our treasurer is there, meet it, and whatever is possible, please contribute. So with that amount, we can have a better and better atmosphere for the contest. For contest, we should have a better dais and the speaker arrangement, and from other clubs, guests are coming. So we should impress them and the judges, and we should have wear the formal dress. But anyway, you have to spend your for the formal dress. But you can bring your family for that thing. Hopefully, we are arranging the food during the contest. So with that, I think it will attract more people. And next, we were thinking for the new workers who have joined newly. We have assigned the mentors, who are the senior Toastmasters. They will be, whoever the guest who is comfortable with him, near to him or in his office, he can choose a mentor. Like Charles, you can decide who is your mentor. And who is comfortable with any senior manager, you can approach them and tell them. They will assist you. And if it is difficult for you to go to them or meet them, either you can use the Skype and chat with them. So it is not only Charles, I think it is for every new course. So when the mentor is there, the mentee definitely they will benefit the mentee. Because whoever is joining that one, they don't know the clubs, what is the projects, what it is. If the first icebreaker, what he has to deliver. Of course, you will get the manual, but the manual will not give everything what is to be delivered in the meeting. So it is always better to have a mentor. So choose yourself, all the senior members are ready to give the mentorship. But it is is comfortable, if it is your friends or that is comfortable because it is the same country or same place. And you can invite them for their cup of tea and all. If somebody is willing to my mentorship, you are welcome. Don't worry about the cup of tea, we don't have that. And with that note, I declare meeting number 168 is over. Before calling our Toastmaster of the evening, last time we told our Toastmaster Dinesh has completed his CC, but we facilitated him without a pin. So this time we will facilitate him with the pin. So today is to begin. Somebody can take the picture. Getting a CC pin is like you are getting a degree certificate. After some time you will get a certificate as well from the Toastmaster. This you can use anywhere.
I thought that it is diploma.
That is PhD. DTM is the PhD. Now I will call upon our ever-green dynamic DTM Toastmaster CEO as an anchor of the team.
Good evening. I'm so happy to see your face at the right time. Because I was about to call you.
Wait, I sent you a message.
Yeah. He is a star speaker today.
Not me.
So-
Pressure on me.
Once again, a warm good evening.
Good evening.
I can see a lot of like expectations and excitement on your faces. Now, before we begin, can I request the backbenchers to give me on the front side? Like, I don't need we request only a timer to be on that table.
They are giving company for the time.
Not really necessary. Because these days it is becoming a practice. Everybody has got the agenda and what do you call the voting ballot. Can you make sure, please, before we begin? Okay, there are some changes because the agenda what you have in your hand is dated for last week. Since I printed this many agendas, I didn't want to spoil those papers and print it. I purposely did not change it, but we will correct it manually. First of all, the first change, the timer will be Sulfikar Ali. You can note it down. And quiz master will be Toastmaster Ajit Devasi. Hope everybody has got the agenda. Okay. So second change is quiz master will be Ajit Devasi, and thought of the day will be Toastmaster Dinesh. And immediately after that, we will have an education session by our senior Toastmaster John Thomas. It is not included in the agenda. And the speaking order, again, there are some changes. The first speaker will be Toastmaster Rajesh Kaur. Okay. Second speaker, Toastmaster Puran Roy. Third speaker, Toastmaster Arun. Then when you come to the evaluation side, Rajesh Kaur is being evaluated by our Deputy Director, Toastmasters Malayalee. Then Puran Roy will be done by Dinesh Kumar, he is on a double role. Okay, and Arun Kumar will be evaluated by Toastmasters John. Okay, these are the changes. Okay, so instead of Toastmasters John, will be Rajesh Palikar, our president will be. Okay, great. So we got the idea, right?
15 to 20 minutes.
Today, do we have any guests today? Please, can you come forward and introduce yourself? You have attended the meeting before, but you are coming back again, right?
Yes.
Please introduce yourself. Thanks.
Good evening, Toastmasters. My name is Shanwas. I have attended as a guest 2 times, but it was 2-3 months before. But I couldn't join due to some reason. So now today I am planning to join the club. So I request your support for. Thank you.
Thank you. So he is back today. Any other guests? Thank you. Now, as you can see the agenda, the theme of the meeting is club success plan. So, when you talk about a club success plan, let me ask you a question, a general question. What is first, the chicken or the egg?
Which one you order first?
So if you ask the chicken, if you ask the chicken who came first, your egg or you came first, then what
If
is
you order chicken, you get chicken.
Okay. So,
Recently it was found that egg came first.
okay, from where the egg
They
came?
researched and
Also, you can make it.
That's not a, that egg did not come from a fish. It has to be from a chicken, right?
China is making chemical.
So, now, when it comes to Toastmasters, like when you go for a senior level, like in an area or a division or a district, they talk about only numbers. You have to achieve 8 DCP points, 9 DCP points, 10 DCP points. They never talk about the success of your club members. Whereas, if you go to the Toastmasters website, it specifically says Toastmasters is all about the success of members. So what is first here? The DCP points or the that ladder or the growth of a member? So when you grow within the circle of a club, automatically you will bring points to the club. That is how you achieve your DCP points. It comes together. There is nothing called first or second. So always is together. But for that, we have to have a plan. Our club, we 7 leaders are sat together and discussed, and we have formatted, we have come to a conclusion. What is our mission? What is our plan? And our target is nothing less than 10 points. Our veteran Toastmaster, our president Toastmaster, Rajesh Palikar is working on it. We will achieve 10 points. We have achieved many points so far. For that reason, last Friday we had training. And we had it down till Thursday evening. Can we have at least 4 of us to attend? But we had 5 of our leaders to attend on that day. And it was a great success. That way, our target is to achieve 10 points. And we will bring those 10 points. On bringing like new members, we have already taken the points. Getting the training, we have already taken the points. And we have already registered 2 CCs. So by today's meeting, we are on CL on board. So this is how we are achieving our points. Now let's not waste time on that. Now let us introduce the role players for this purpose of this meeting. Now first role player is our timer, that is Zulfikar Ali. Can you please explain your role as a timer today? Would you like to come forward? Okay, please.
Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. A warm good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
I will be the timer for our today's meeting. For the benefit of new joinees and guests, I will explain the responsibility of this role. The timekeeper keeps the time for all speeches and evaluations and provide timing signals during and after the speech with the help of stopwatch and the signaling device. The signaling device has 3 colors, specific color, which is green, amber and red. Since the duration of various speeches, such as project speech, evaluations and double topic speeches differ from one another, I will explain the relevant timing rules just before the commencement of each session. I will be providing the summary of timing report on completion of each session's overview.
Okay. Thank you. That was Sulfikar Ali. Now, in your agenda, the timings are different because we have got 3 different types of speech with 3 different timings. So that will be reported before beginning of the speech. Now, the second role player is our accountant. Toastmaster Deepak, can you explain your role as an accountant today, please? I think he deserves a far better clap.
Good evening, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
The purpose of our counter is to note any word or sound used as a crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Word may be inappropriate interjunctions such as well, but, so, and you know. Sounds may be You should also note when a speaker repeats a word, phrase such as I, or this means, that means, etc. So I'll keep a track of all these usages during the speech and I'll give a report towards the end of the meeting. Thank you all.
That was Toastmaster Deepak. Now the next role player is our new Toastmaster, our new baby, Toastmaster Charles. Let me tell you, Charles is getting to the grade of on double road as a wordmaster and a grammarian. Let us listen to him.
Okay. Fellow Toastmasters, good evening.
Good evening.
So I'm quite new to this, but I'll try my best. Okay, today, first word, one of the things I'm going to tell you as the word master, I'm responsible for providing the word for today at this meeting. The word of the day should be a word that will help members increase their vocabulary, a word that can be incorporated easily into your everyday conversation. The word we are going to learn today is not just going to stop here. The word we're going to learn today is a word that you're supposed to use every day in your interaction, at work, in the office, at home, with your friends and with your enemies. Now, as a grammarian, I am responsible for commenting on language usage during the course of the meeting. Now, throughout the meeting, I'll be listening to everyone's word usage, writing down any awkward use or misuse of the language, incomplete sentences, sentences that change direction in midstream, incorrect grammar, malapropisms with a note of who. Now, what we are saying here is that throughout the meeting, we will be attentive to know how many people have been able to properly use these words that we have brought through today in their talking, in their speech, in the way that we relate. Because in as much as we're using these words throughout today, we realize that we use them throughout the week and then it becomes a part of us. Now, the word for today is strategy. Can we all say strategy? Strategy. Okay, sorry. Strategy.
Strategy.
Good. Previously, we've learned, the last meeting we learned on the word, who can remember? The word we learned last?
Plethora, is it?
No. Plethora was before that. Who can remember?
It was an easy word last week.
Very easy word. Indulge.
Indulge.
Now we have to learn to remember these words because it's not just to put them on the walls, but it will help us. Now, Toastmaster Joseph taught us the word plethora, and plethora, he said, is a word that we can use to express that something is plenty, something is more than just one. We can say a plethora of ideas. We can say a plethora of issues. And when you say indulge, we say indulge in this word, we say let's dwell on it. So today we are looking at strategy. Now when we are talking about strategy, strategy is bringing towards the plans. Now, why I brought up this word strategies, when I looked at the theme of this meeting, it says the club success plan. And I was like, how can we achieve the success of a club if we don't have a strategy? Strategy has to do with goals. Strategy has to do with what you have planned out in order for you to achieve that certain goal. And so what we are saying today is in order for us to achieve this club's goal, we must have a strategy. We must have a plan. without a plan, we cannot achieve the 10 points our Toastmaster for the evening said. So today, what is your strategy to succeed? In life, what have you laid toward to say, before I am 40 years, this is what I want to achieve. Before I am 50 years, this is what I want to achieve. What is your strategy? Can you ask your neighbor, what is your strategy? Ask your neighbor, what's your strategy? Now, today, I'll be listening to hear how you use that word strategy. When you go back today, I want you to pick out a pen, pick out a paper, and write down the strategy for your week. What am I going to achieve this week? Is it towards my dressing? Will I change in my dressing? Will I change in my shoes? Will I change in the way I treat people? What is my strategy? So today, not just to learn in Toastmasters, but to apply in your daily life. Thank you very much. I remain Toastmasters.
I doubt in the history of Mussafah Toastmasters Club, any of our members has introduced a word in this way how Toastmasters tells us that. I think he deserves one more big round. Thank you for being so kind enough to introduce a word like that. So let us think of our strategy, how we can achieve this 10 DCP goals, and let us have another strategy, how we can make our contest to the highest level this time. Okay, now the next role player, he is Toastmaster Ajit Devasi. As a quiz master, can you introduce your role, please?
Toastmasters for the evening, hello members, a warm good evening.
Good evening.
I am the Quizmaster of today's meeting. Throughout the meeting, I will be listening for any factual, related or miscellaneous information. I will record all this information and will ask questions at the end of the meeting. So aim is to just check your listening skills. Over to you. Thank you.
Next is our table topic master, Toastmaster Naufal. He is trying the table topic master in his journey. Let's welcome him. Please introduce yourself.
Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, a warm good evening to you.
Good evening.
Today, my role as a table topic master. It is my first time I am doing this one, so it's my privilege to be here. And this is table topic is one of the most interesting segment in the Toastmasters, as well as it's a fun portion of the meeting. So this is as a spontaneous speaking. When we getting any subject, we have to speak spontaneously. This is the main agenda of the table topics. And there is a specific timing rule is there. That once we are starting that one, the timer will be introduced that one. This is everyone can participate this, even guests also can participate. Thank you.
Now, like recent development, we have started bringing a table topic evaluator on board. So we have Toastmasters Vivek on the role.
Good evening once again.
Good evening.
As a table topic evaluator, I have two aims: to assist Toastmasters to improve their improv speaking skill, to provide useful feedback to the speaker, and the meeting on the table topics responses. Got it.
Now, let us welcome Toastmaster Jamal Sidena as our general evaluator. Can you please explain your role, please?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I'm very glad to be here again after a long time. I miss you all. No, Toastmaster of the day, fellow members, good evening.
Good evening.
My role as a general evaluator, I will be commenting on the meeting in general. I'll be commenting on role players, on the quality evaluation of the prepared speeches,
I will be checking the meeting in general, all the proceedings, and I will give a report at the end of the meeting. Over to you.
Thank you. So on a lighter note, I would like to give an opinion because we saw the introduction of our players today. And most of the role players came to the podium with a pre-printed format. Our section we have defined for 2 hours. And in Toastmasters, we have a professional approach always. Whenever you come to a podium to introduce either a word or to introduce your role as the accounter, just try to read out the pre-written format. Don't take it as an opportunity to choose others, take others' time. Because every day when we get a chance, we are learning something. Time is important here. I'm trying to give an idea to everyone. I think everybody has got that pre-printed format. So whenever you come here to introduce your role as I'm a quiz master, what is your role? Or a general evaluator, or a timer, or whoever. So the way when we follow that format, again we are learning something in our life. Okay, so let's go forward with our meeting today. Now, such an objective is a goal. Otherwise, it's called a strategy. Strategy, right? So, Mr. President, can I ask you, what is your strategy to achieve the 10 DCB points?
My strategy will only depend on my VPE.
So, I would like to put it as a different way, like that can be the club mission. Am I right? So let's call it as a club mission. So VP, what is your mission? I don't compromise anything less than 10 points. The moment I took this role, I said, we will bring 10 points. So what is your plan?
See, plan is important actually. We have, we will be forcing of, we have a track of all the players who are supposed to bring the points to us, and we will be pushing those players especially to achieve our target. Because especially for keeping track of CL and CC roles, we need our club member support. And we will be behind those club members who are our potential point bringers to the club to make sure that the DCP comes. And the rest of the things, we as an exco, we will be taking care.
Thank you. But one small correction, we don't force anyone to bring any points to our club.
I meant behind them.
You started that we will be forcing, we don't force anyone. It will become, it's a cycle, automatically it will happen. We don't force. And I believe you are noting down how many strategies I am using. Okay, so again, let us call it as club success plan. It's not a mission, it's not a goal, it's a club success plan. See, when we do our graduation, or when we go to school, or we are our parents, like other way, like let's put in our daily conversation, we ask our colleagues, where you are sending your kids? To which school you are sending? Does that mean anything? It says a lot, right? Likewise, there was a time in our division, everybody was talking about Mussafah Toastmasters. And I don't say we have gone back to that, but we want to retain that conversation, that talk. And when there was a time when say, oh, he's from Mussafah, that means something. And we are coming back to that person again. So we will bring that legacy, we will bring that good time to our club again. For that, we have a plan. And that is our distinguished club goals. And the club mission, what is the club mission? It is there every day we are reading it. But have you ever thought of what it is all about? The mission of the Toastmaster Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal development. And I can proudly say, if I did not join Mussafah Toastmaster Club 6 years back, I would have never stood in front of you like this and I can speak right now. I would have never done it in my life. From this club, I have taken a lot in my career. And I believe all the seniors, Fayaz, Rajesh, Arun or John, any seniors, the same. I'm not alone. Are you ready for that?
Yes.
So the vision. Involve members in creating the vision. Our Rajesh Pali, our president, is doing that. He's involving all the members. And the vision affects the entire club. When you involve everybody, you spread the news to everyone. So everybody is involved. And it develops a sense of ownership and responsibility. So 10 DCP points never becomes the responsibility of a VP or the president. It becomes the responsibility of everybody. I can see there are a lot of messages are given by our area director every day. Every other day he is sending some notes to our club leadership WhatsApp group. He is also becoming part of it. So a lot of discussions are happening. Now, what is your vision for your club? We discussed many. What is the vision for the club now? To be the first choice provider of dynamic, high value, practical communication and leadership skill development. We want to be the best in this area, like before. We became number 1 in our division once. Am I right or wrong? Yeah. In that time, I think John and Arun, anyone else? We were there, that group. So we became number 1 in this division once. And this time again we will become. So that is the promise and that is the challenge we are taking. Now, let us go back again. When you talk about these goals, we have a lot of challenges ahead. We need to know what is the CL, what is this CC all about. Now, before I proceed, let us invite Toastmasters Dinesh on board again to give us the thought of the day today. Let's put our hands together.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Toastmasters are being told about goals, strategies, success, plans, etc. Why we have to do all these things? In life, if we want to achieve something, there are 4 parts of it. 1, dream for it. Second one, commit for it. Third one, commit for it. Fourth one, commit for it. Now, I will present you a few slides in front of you and let's read together and find that who is that mentor who told all these guidance. One day you will wake up and there won't be any more time. All time has been spent and your goals are still lying. So then you will start realizing that you need to rush or you need to forget about the goals. That is why do it now. Don't wait for your perfect time of your project. Prepare as much as you have. Present it. Take the lessons from that. Proceed. Secret of life is fall 7 times and get up 8 times. Fall 7 times and you will get up at 8 times. Finally, you will achieve. Be brave, take risk. Nothing can substitute experience. If you fail, that becomes an experience because you learn something from it. And next time you overcome those difficulties. Our dream becomes impossible only by the fear of failure. Only the fear of failure can fail our success. Only the fear of failure. When you give in the fear inside you, you cannot talk to your heart anymore. There you fail again. If you want to be successful, never ever lie to yourself. Be true to yourself. That is the first path to success. Greatest lie of the world is fate. There is nothing like which you cannot have a bearing on in your own life. If you decide you will control this, you will control that. Else you did not decide it with a commitment at heart. If you can dream, you can achieve. Anyone who can dream and who has got the commitment can achieve anything. If you lose, it's okay. But if you quit, you failed. If you lose, it's okay. But if you quit, you failed.
That's why. Try. From 7 times you fall, 8 times you will fall. Life is interesting only with the possibilities of dream come true. All our life is thinking about a dream which is unfulfilled. We are trying for that. That's how we achieve more and more. Now, this will give a clue to you. All this was said by whom? When you want something to so intensely, so earnestly, so hard, you want something, then the whole universe will conspire in helping you to achieve it.
Alchemist?
All of it.
So it's another strategy. I would call it as. Now, how many of you can honestly say you are well aware of what is all about the club leadership roles or CL track? CC, you all know, you have the manuals, you are doing the projects. How many of you can honestly say what is all about this leadership track is? Are you sure? So you are accepted. Anyone else? So today, let us listen from one of our senior most Toastmasters, John, what is this CL role is all about. Can I invite Toastmaster John?
It's open, right?
Yeah. He has got 10 minutes. Start 10 minutes. 8, 9, 10.
Toastmasters for the evening, fellow members, guests, warm good evening.
Good evening.
For decades, I thought leadership is a quality which you get when you're born. But of late, maybe 5 years, I have learned that every human being is born with some traits of leadership. You just need to pay attention, develop those skills, sharpen them, and you can be some sort of a leader. And that lesson I learned from Toastmasters. Now, before getting into this slide, I think I have given this presentation a few months back. I don't know how many were present. Anyway, and I dedicate this to Jamal because
Thank you very much. Yeah.
he has requested me to conduct this session a couple of weeks back when I met him outside. He said, "Can you do a leadership session?" So it's
Thank you
for
very much. Yes.
Right. So, whoever talks about Toastmasters, they know it is a forum to bring out your communication skills. Nobody pays attention to the second half. That's only 50% of the whole Toastmaster. So everybody knows about the first half and nobody pays any attention to the rest of the 50%, the second half of it. So equally important is developing your leadership skills. And there is a beautiful definition about leadership. Leadership is the capacity to look ahead, think ahead, plan ahead. For what? And influence others to go ahead on the plan. Can somebody say who said this?
John Thomas.
Exactly. These are the words by the founder of Toastmasters, Ralph Seaman. Now, the whole leadership track, when you take a membership of Toastmasters, you receive 2 manuals. One is your CC manual, which talks about 10 projects, and you get a CL manual. We normally keep it somewhere, we don't ever touch it once you receive it. We just keep it aside. So if you open the CL manual, there are 10 projects in CL manual as well. I don't know, many people, most of us are not
even aware that there are 10 projects in CL manual. So let's have a close look at those projects and try to understand what are they and how can we achieve that leadership quality or develop the leadership quality within you. Now, as I said, there are 10 projects. I'm trying to break it into 3 different streams. The first 5 projects is purely about developing your individual quality. You are improving yourself by doing those projects carefully. So those projects are listening, critical thinking, giving feedback, time management, planning and implementation. So it's purely something close to you. You will be a better leader, you will be a better team member, you will be a better person if you strictly follow these things. And the next part is more about your organization and facilitation skills. So once you develop yourself as a good member, good leader, then it is your turn to support the organization where you are in. So these 2 projects help you to develop those fine skills which can help Toastmasters or the team which you are part of your profession. And the last part, it's much more bigger. Now think going out of the Toastmasters, think about the society you are in. Look at the larger picture. So it's about forming a bigger team. So there are 3 projects: motivating people, mentoring and team building. So first you start with yourself. Go a little bigger. Think about your club, your family. See the wider picture, your society, where you are in. Try to help the society. So I am not going to cover, because of lack of time, I am not going to cover all the projects. I am just taking only the first 5 ones. If somebody is interested and if there are requests, then we will continue with the rest 5.
I think you have to do the last 5, the first 5 you covered in the last.
No, I covered everything in the last session. Anyway, let's move quickly. Project 1 is about listening. So there are, as you see in the CC manual, there are objectives for every project. So as you can see, the objectives for the listening project 1 is evaluate your ability to listen. Identify and apply effective listening skills. So when you talk about a leader, you are talking about leader plus followers. A single person cannot be a leader. A leader needs to have a following to follow him. And listening to somebody is a very critical quality of a leader, any leader. Unless and otherwise he listens to his team, I don't think he will be able to successfully lead the team. And this is one quality which helps us in our individual life, especially in your family life if you are married. I think Rajesh will take 1 hour to explain how it has helped him in his family life. Maybe the later stage we can arrange that. So, listening is a very important aspect of the whole leadership process. And when it comes to the Toastmaster meeting, if you look at the agenda, there are speakers and a lot of other people who are taking up roles. Every role you do in a club meeting is one step towards achieving your leadership. CL track, completing your CL track. I think this will be familiar to you, isn't it? Speech evaluator, table topic speaker, art counter, grammarian. 4 roles, which I think many of us have done it several times, but we don't keep any track of it. And now to complete your first project listening, what you need to do is any three of these four roles will enable you to complete your project one. I think green light is on, so I need to move fast. Second.
Green light is go, concession.
30 seconds after that.
The second project is critical thinking. Again, when you think about a leader, this is what differentiates between a leader and his followers. A leader should be able to listen. He should be able to analyze. And he should be able to form a decision. So that is what makes a leader ahead of the crowd. So unless and otherwise you develop this particular quality within you, you can never be a leader. Now, to complete the project, as I said, the objectives are evaluate your ability to think critically and apply critical thinking practices. Again, there are three different roles. To complete your second project, what you need to do is two of them. Project 3 is giving feedback. Objectives are more or less the same. Evaluate your ability to give feedback. Identify and apply practices for giving feedback. Any team requires feedback. Any team member needs to know what are his strong points, and somebody needs to tell him where he needs to improve. Unless and otherwise there is rational feedback given, I don't think anybody can improve. So giving feedback is extremely important when you function as a team. And if you are yourself, again, you need to analyze, you need to look within, you need to analyze your actions and see whether any correction is required on your route. So whether you are an individual or part of a team, feedback is very important. There are, all the three roles has to be taken up to complete your project 3. Time management is project 4, which is extremely important. This is one thing which every meeting we adhere to the proper time management. We make it a point that we start at sharp 8 and we try to close at 10. Every activity within the agenda, there is a time. So time management is a quality which we learn when we are in Toastmasters. And it is again important when you are in a team, when you are doing a project in your office, wherever you are. Time management is very important and essential. So, you can see there are 5 different roles. But look at this. Serving the role as a timer is mandatory here. And you need to pick up one of these other 4 roles. And today's last is planning and implementation, strategy, goal. All these things are impossible unless and otherwise you have a plan. Preparing a plan is the starting point of anything. You cannot achieve anything without having a plan. And you need to work towards implementing that plan. That's how you achieve some things. So, objectives are evaluate your ability to plan and implement. Identify and apply planning implementation practices. There are 4 roles. You need to be doing any of these 3 roles to complete your project 5. So with that, I am stopping it today, but I have a small question. How many of you have opened this book and had a close look at what is within?
Open but no.
Go to the last page. Go to the last page.
Keep track.
Yeah, okay. But all of you have, all the members, all the active members have received this book, isn't it?
Yes.
So then I think some information has to
Other
come.
book with a lady's picture on the front.
Not the lady over it.
That's easy.
This is open.
That we like that.
This is the CC manual and this is the CM manual.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
Nobody's
if you open the book, the projects are properly listed there. And whenever you take up a project, what you need to do is you make it a point, you bring this manual every meeting. Yeah. Give it to the person sitting adjacent to you and ask him to evaluate the role you do during the meeting. Any role. If you are a timer, bring the book, give it to somebody next to you, ask him to evaluate your, the same way you do a project evaluation, the role can be evaluated. And once you complete the 10 projects, all the 10 projects, you will be awarded with a CL certificate and you will be called XYZ CL. Like I'm John Thomas CC, once you complete my CC manual, the same way I'll be CL, competent leader.
Okay. What will happen for us? I have completed almost everything, every role.
No, get it signed by the VP.
Go back.
You have the book, right?
Yeah.
Get free. Very simple.
And date you check.
Like you did for the CC, you got the put the date.
Wait, let me answer that.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember the comments, if you go back, you will find it gets repeated at everything. You will find speaker 3 times, evaluator 4 times. And you need to do 4 times evaluation to fill out, because you cannot just do one evaluation and fill up all those 4 points. So you need to be doing 4 evaluations.
Yes.
Once you do it, you will be happy. You normally delete your agendas.
Is there new?
No, it is there.
It is there in the email. Go back to your agenda, pick up all of them, try to fill it up tonight or maybe tomorrow if possible, and get it initialized with the VP Education. VP Education has to sign it. So whoever is not doing it, please, just find out the day which you have done this activity, you have taken up this role, fill it up with the date, get it signed by VP Education.
Before he's going on annual vacation.
Yeah, before he is going on annual vacation. So,
When is that?
please, I think we need to take up CL very seriously. It is as important as your CC. So I expect you all to do this so that we get more CL.
Why can't we complete this so that it goes in a stream? And
Next day, we will have the remaining part in the next session.
Next Monday.
Yeah, next meeting we will have the other.
Next Monday we'll have the.
Then you have a reason to come back for the next meeting also.
Thank you.
That was Toastmaster John. Now you all know what is the reason why I kept Toastmaster John for this training. When he speaks, it makes a difference. Okay. Now it was a bit lengthy, but it was worth. But we have to change the strategy again. He is a person who always insists us to be at the close at 10. Today, with his permission, we will extend another 10 minutes. Because he consumed my 10 minutes. And Dinesh took another 3 minutes. So we will extend another 15 minutes today. We will close at 10:50. Now let us move forward to our important session of this meeting. Prepared speech. Are you ready?
Yes.
We have 3 speakers, 2 advanced speakers and 1 CC speaker. So the first speaker is Toastmaster Rajesh Kaul, and he is getting evaluated by Toastmaster Mallikarjun. So can I request Toastmaster Mallikarjun to read out the objectives for his speech? Please, can you come forward, sir?
Toastmaster of the evening, President Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters, good evening.
Good evening.
Especially Toastmaster Rajesh Kaur. Your objectives for the speech today are: select a speech topic and determine its general and specific purposes, organize the speech in a manner that best achieves the purposes, ensure the beginning, body and conclusion reinforces the purposes, project sincerity and conviction, and control any nervousness you may feel, and strive not to use notes. Over to you.
Great. That's Toastmaster Malayalee. Now, what's the timing? Are you aware of it?
Good evening once again.
Good evening.
The time allowed for all speeches.
Please.
The
Let's
time
not have one more meeting inside the meeting.
The time allotted for the project speech is 5 to 7 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds. The green light will be on at 5 minutes and amber light will be on at 6 minutes and red light will be on 7 minutes and remain till the speaker finishes his speech. Speakers who maintain the speech within the duration will be qualified for the voting. Over to you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster. Toastmaster Rajesh is a senior engineer in sales by profession, and he works for Johnson Controls. Am I right?
Yes.
And the title of the speech, I need some time to read it out. Is weight scale the best way to measure the results of your fitness and diet? I took a lot of time to understand what exactly it is. Now I know what it is all about. Now let us listen Toastmaster Rajesh Kaur. Let's put our hands together for this. Oh my gosh. What are you serious?
I hope all of you know this guy. The reason why I chose this topic today,
Well, I hate it.
because I have been doing the same mistake time and again, and I don't want any of you to do the same mistake again. So tell me, how many of your mornings start something like this? I was 2 kilos less yesterday, and all I had to eat is cucumber and quinoa. Or, I have been pumping iron from last 3 weeks now, and I have gained only 1 kg. I give up. There is deliberately something wrong. Frustration, despair, and confusion, all tied to this little one device. There has to be certainly a better way of determining the success of our fitness. Toastmasters of the evening, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests, a very warm good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
Today, I am happy to announce you that there are different and better ways of determining the success of our fitness. But before that, I would like to ask you, how many of you want to lose the body fat? Sitting over here.
I want to do sitting over here, not doing anything.
Almost everyone. And how many of us want to lose the body muscle? No one, of course. This is why we need to understand there is a difference between body weight and body fat. Body weight consists of muscles and body fat. And this guy does not differentiate between body weight and body fat and body muscle. So, I will give you an example to justify my point. I know a lot of female colleagues in my gym who work out daily, quite a lot, but they don't tend to lose the body weight, but they tend to lose lots of body fat, even though they end up in adding the muscles. Why? Because the muscles weigh more than the fat. The second reason why this is an accurate indicator of your progress is because our weight fluctuates. It fluctuates based on the daily food we take, the water and the sodium intake, the bowel movement, and the hormonal balance. This fluctuation of weight can cause fluctuation of our emotions. which is not a good recipe for our long-term success if we want to continue the fitness program.